The first thing I want to tell you about Glengarry Glen Ross is to say I'm really disappointed in Kevin Spacey. Kevin Spacey plays the role of Williamson, who's the office manager in this movie. And what we found out through some disclosures by Kevin Spacey and by disclosures by people beforehand is that he did several, if not many, inappropriate things with young men. And so I do want to say I don't like that behavior. I think he might be a very good actor, but maybe not a very good person. Now, I hope that doesn't distract from the theme of this movie. And the theme of this movie is what pressure can cause people to do. It's really kind of why good people can do bad things. And we see that pressure to perform. Glengarry Glen Ross is a 1992 movie that was based on a 1984 play by David Mamet. Anytime you hear David Mamet, always think dialogue. It's really dialogue driven. He doesn't focus on character development, doesn't focus on action. It's all about the dialogue. The words are critical. There was a featurette that was done about the making of Glengarry Glen Ross, and there was an interview with Alan Arkin, who plays the George Aronow character. And he talks about, in the script, if it said Aronow is to stammer 3 times, and if on camera he only stammered twice, the director would say cut, and they'd shoot it again. Words were critically important. Now this is a dark movie, not a happy movie at all. It's shot in these primal colors of reds, blues, and greens. It's shot in 2 scenes. The first scene, it's raining, raining, raining. It's raining when they go into the Chinese restaurant. It's raining when they go into the office. It's raining when they go out on a sit. The second scene, it's sunny. The rain is gone, and maybe it's a new day. But that might give us a false sense of security, a false sense of happiness, because what we find out is that the new leads have been stolen from the office. The office has been broken into, the new leads have been stolen, the police are doing an investigation, and we'll find out what happens with that. Now, it's a very animalistic movie. It's basically, you eat what you kill. And I know that's a saying, but I think this movie kind of exemplifies that. Basically, if you're not selling, you're not eating. You're not paying your mortgage. You're not paying the medical bills for your daughter who's in the hospital. Very, very primal, very basic, very animalistic. We find out that men make sales and that children make excuses. There's an interesting character here. It's the Alec Baldwin character. He plays Blake. And Blake was really never in the original play. What happened is Alan Arkin, Jack Lemmon, and Al Pacino signed on to do the movie originally. Ed Harris was there too. But then Al Pacino, who plays the Ricky Roma character, had to back out because he had a scheduling conflict. They brought in Alec Baldwin to play the Ricky Roma part. But Al Pacino freed up. He went back into the movie. And what David Mamet did, he wrote one of the most brilliant soliloquies in a business movie that was never in the play. We find out some things from Blake. We find out that coffee's for closers. We find out that ABC means always be closing. We find out that if you're on the top of the board, you get a Cadillac. Second prize, you get a set of steak knives. Third prize is you're fired. We also learn that Alec Baldwin, or the Blake character's watch, costs more than Ed Harris's car. So it's a really interesting soliloquy that was given to Alec Baldwin for that. Now, Ricky Roma, the Al Pacino character, is on the top of the board, and he's not at this meeting, not at this basically beat down by Blake, because he's trying to sell property to Jim Link, who is the Jonathan Pryce character. And it's really kind of a seduction almost, where he's not selling. He doesn't even talk about sales, selling anything until maybe an hour into the conversation. But he's always selling, always, never doing anything directly, but basically reeling in the Link character. the Jonathan Pryce character the entire time. An interesting thing about these leads is that they're really old. They've been recycled. They've been around. The old leads. The salespeople want the new leads, but they're not going to get them. That's only for the top people, like Roma. And Jack Lemmon says, well, how can we ever rise to the top if you keep giving us dreck, if you keep giving us bad leads? The Williamson character says, these leads are fine, these are okay. And Jack Lemmon, almost like an alchemist, he takes one of the old leads and goes out to the Nyborg's house, because that's one of his leads. That's one of his leads he can do for a sit. And lo and behold, after hours worth of talking with them, he gets to them to buy about an $80,000 property or units. And it's an amazing sale. He comes back to the office and he brags to Williamson. He says, get me, put me on the Cadillac board. Give me the new leads, because I want to make 2 more before lunch. And for the first part, the Williamson character, played by Kevin Spacey, kind of accepts that and says, yeah, congratulations, Shelley, it's a remarkable sales. And after he keeps getting needled by Jack Lemmon, he says, what's remarkable is that if this sale will ever go through, because the Nyborgs are nuts. They're crazy. We got a memo about them, a couple months ago. They just like talking to salespeople. And we see Jack Lemmon kind of get deflated from that, and that he thought his renaissance of the old Jack Lemmon, the old Shelley the Machine, Levine was back, has been deflated. And what we find out is that he was actually involved in the sale, or actually the stealing of the leads for the new condos. It's an interesting movie, a dark movie. It really focuses on this primal motivation. Why do we do things? What kind of pressure do we have to perform, and how people respond to that? I don't like the Williamson character. He's not a likable person in the movie, and what we found out about Kevin Spacey's maybe not that likable outside the movie. But I do look forward to reading your responses, and I can't say I hope you enjoy the movie, but I hope you learn from the movie.